Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. A disgraceful draw and one of the worst performances. I keep saying this and it's annoying me. One of the worst performances I have seen, actually. This is in recent memory. And the thing is it takes some beating to actually do that, given the performances we've had to endure this season. But the capitulation that I saw from parts of the first half to the second half is some of the worst that I've seen. We look like bums out there. We had our cheeks out, full exposure, just out there like nose hair. How many times am I gonna sit here and just not look forward to making a video because I've just been embarrassed by the club that I love so much? 19th place, Nottingham Forest, you know, struggling for survival, just got promoted this season. And they're snatching draws against us. And do you know what? We was even lucky to get that. Imagine we were lucky to get that draw. They should have come. You know what? If I'm Nottingham Forest going into the changing room after that game, I'm throwing my boots against the wall and I'm asking my players, how did we not come away with 3 points? Chelsea were rubbish. Chelsea were bums. They had their cheeks wide out, exposure thing. Mad. This team is worrying, and you know what? I'm going to start off with the manager, Graham Potter. Week in, week out, all this tinkering in the squad full of low confidence and injury prone key players. It's not going to work. Some consistency, please. I don't want this guy fired. I don't want this guy out of here. I don't want him out of here, because I'm still going to stand by the belief that he came in and he had a lot of handicaps. But the thing is, now the January transfer window is open and he better hope that Todd Bowley don't let him down, because otherwise this catastrophe is just going to be on express mode, mate. Yeah, and I'm not looking forward to it because it's starting to get painful now. It's unacceptable. Graham Potter needs to come up with some kind of consistency. Every week, different system, different personnel. Come on, man. Come on, like what is going on? Substitutions, like taking too long to make decisions, making wrong personnel changes. We're going to get straight into that. The first substitution that you made that was sickening, yeah? You took off Zakaria and you brought on Kovacic. You know what was sickening about that? It's the fact that Jorginho stayed on the pitch, and time again, I have to come back to this guy, and today he was a passenger. What did he offer? And this is what I keep saying. Anytime he is met with any kind of athleticism, don't worry about the technical quality about the player that's marking him. If he's met with athleticism, yeah, physicality, more times out of 10, it's like playing with 10 men. He's out of the game. He hides. He doesn't even show for the ball no more. Yeah? Thiago Silva, our best player on our team, was progressing the ball for the forwards the majority of the time. We had none of that from the midfield. We had nothing. Yeah? First half, fair play. We went up. Good ball from Christian Pulisic. Finished from Raheem Sterling. 1-0 up. I thought from there, listen. Yeah, Chelsea, don't take the pressure off. We need the second and possibly even the third goal. Let's do this comfortably. Let's build confidence. Yeah, our senior core is in this team. Graham Potter. How did Jorginho stay on for that long? Even if you want Jorginho to stay at the club, at some point you've got to ask, my guy is struggling. Help him out, Gaffer. He struggled. As Piliqueta shot to pieces, it's not even his fault. But fam, at this point, look in the youth academy. Sutton can't be as bad as this. Can't be relying on this guy. New contract for Azpilicueta in the summer. That's not even your fault, but that's a mad thing. If you give Jorginho a new contract at Chelsea Football Club, Graham Potter, you're finished. It's simple. You're finished. You're done out here. I don't want to know the rest of the project. Nothing, bro. I don't care about no Enzo Fernandez as much as I like the player. And I understand Potter's come in here, he's not got experience at the top level or whatever. But listen, man, when people like myself and other fans are seeing clearly what's wrong and it's not being addressed, we get concerned. Questions start to get asked. I'm not saying that he gets sacked. Keep him. The deficiencies are still there. Let's address the deficiencies, but do it correct. Azpilicueta shot to bits. He should not be playing for Chelsea. He should never be playing. He shouldn't put a Chelsea shirt on again. Liability and a half. This is why I said last season, I said it on Back Again, I said it on my channel. Don't let this guy, don't ruin his legacy. Don't let him stay enough to the point where fans get frustrated and start getting upset with him. We're getting to that point now. We're crossing that bridge now. That's the club's fault. You didn't protect your legend. He's not good enough to play at this top level. Given the expectations of Chelsea Football Club, you know what you've done here. That's an L on the board. Address that in January and address it early. It needs to be addressed early. Because otherwise, we're in crisis mode. Reece James, let's have it right, people. Let's have it right. Yeah? Reece James is not a player we can rely on all season. We cannot rely on Reece James for the majority of the season because so far, record has shown that he is injury prone. So how do we address this? Do we now go for a cheap option this January? Or do we go for a top option in January if possible or in the summer to compete with Reece James? Because these layoffs, they're hurting us terribly. We need to address that situation. Let's move on to Koulibaly now. Yeah? One of the most Hall of Shame performances today as well. He is a liability. I've defended this guy week in, week out. World-class talent, this world-class performances, that over at Napoli. He is looking... I don't remember a player at Chelsea that have put in performances this bad consistently. A defensive one, I don't. It's becoming embarrassing. Defending out wide for Koulibaly is a disaster. Guaranteed he's going to get booked. Guaranteed he's going to either engage too early and get beat, or he's going to engage and not even win his 50-50s with the physicality he's got. Today, he looked poor. He looked like a ragdoll. It didn't help with what was going on in front of him in terms of that midfield, especially when Zakaria came off. No presence whatsoever. We got beat by pace and power today. Nothing but pace, power and will. That was it. They was winning every single second ball. As soon as they started pressing us, it was it. Game over. And the substitutions... I don't know if Zakaria is not fit enough to play 90 minutes, but him coming off was strange to me. Keeping Jorginho on for as long as he did was strange to me. Kovacic came on. I felt that he wasn't great. He was better than... I can't even say that. I don't think he was great. On the flip side of it, like I said, people, the squad has had its deficiencies. We've known it for the longest. January is now here. It's looking likely that we're going to sign Enzo Fernandez. Although I'm not 100% sure, from the reports that we're seeing, it's certainly looking positive. That's one. Does Enzo solve problems? Certain aspects. But there's still the huge conundrum that we've got in that midfield. Is one, Jorginho. Graham Potter, if you dare give this guy a new contract, you're done. You're finished. Board, trust immediately. Shot to death. He needs to get out of the club. We need a DM. If it's not going to be Declan Rice, which I'm hearing potentially it might not be, hopefully I'm wrong, there's Palhinha. Go aggressive for Lavia. There's options out there. We're going to need two of them. Bare minimal. We need that position addressed in January. If we want any chance of, forget top four, of just finishing outside of the top four is embarrassing anyway. I was going to say save face, but for it to not get any worse than it already is. January has now become critical. We are at a critical point right now where we have to make key signings in January, and you know how difficult that is. But luckily for us, Todd's arms are long and so are his pockets. We got the right people in recruitment. I'm just looking for them to make the right decisions. Raheem Sterling today, he got the goal. But ball retention, pathetic. Aubameyang had the opportunity to steal the game for us. Turn that shit show into a win. Beautiful ball from Ziyech, by the way. How he missed that header. Seasoned Aubameyang, another senior player letting us down. Should have been it, 2-1. Run away from Notts, where I went uni. Run away from there. Go back to London with them 3 points. See you later. Thank you very much. But we can't do that. Top teams, they have to do that sometimes. They've got to grind out them 3 points sometimes. Some way, somehow. Got to do it. But Chelsea, bottle jobs. Bottle jobs. Listen, like I said, top 4 for me is not an expectation, but I still expect to fight. If we fight all the way to the end and we fall short, it's a different story. But what I will not accept is not giving 100% on that pitch. Not leaving everything on that pitch. I will not accept that. There's no excuse for that. And today was an utter disgrace. Second half, the capitulation was pathetic. We got beaten by sheer will, pace and power. That's what we got beaten by. Not even technical ability or nothing suave like that. We got beaten by them 3 aspects. We look weak, pathetic. How many more of these performances are we going to see? Pathetic. We definitely need some physicality in this midfield. 1000%. Bring me physicality. Palhinha, physical. Declan Rice, physical. Zakaria, fair play, physical. But injury prone as hell and he's not the answer. People, Zakaria is not the answer. We've been starved for so long for those attributes that we're willing to settle for anything that looks good. But that there long term is not a good idea. Terminate that idea. Negative. Done that idea out. There's quality out there. I can name 10 DMs currently that are better than him. So please, let's not settle for that. Let's demand more for ourselves if we want to be competing at the highest level in the coming season. Demand more, please, people. Embarrassed. I'm just embarrassed. Disgusted. These are the games where we need to be getting 3 points. See you later, man. On to the next. Manchester City next week. And you know the wickedest thing with the Manchester City situation? They just dropped 2 points and Arsenal are pulling clear at the top of the table. Them man are hungry for a win. And guess what? Wounded Chelsea. You think they're going to be merciful with us? Could get ugly. But at the same time, with this Chelsea team, you never know. We might put in a performance that we've been waiting for, get 3 points, and then lose to, I don't know, some jerk-offs the following week. No disrespect. Man said jerk-off. I've been in New York City for too long, fam. This one here, I just had to vent. Sometimes we just got to do that as creators, man, because days like this just don't make it enjoyable. Obviously, I love Chelsea, I love my club, but to see this, shocking. And I'm not going to dig out Mason Mount. I'm going to give... Do you know what? Thiago Silva, if it wasn't for him, it would have been a certified L. This guy tried to do everything defensively, progressively, marshalling everything. This guy, without him, at his age, playing week in, week out as well, he's a godsend. But yeah, people, let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. Smash that subscribe button if you are new. Smash that like button as well. Help us get back up in the algorithm. Bless up the Chelsea.